Mr. Stanley was a calm, God-fearing man who believed strongly in prayer, discipline, and good morals. He was not rich, but he was content. His greatest happiness was his family, until tragedy changed his life forever. On a quiet night filled with hope and fear, Mr. Stanley lost his wife during childbirth. She died while giving birth to their only child, a baby girl. The joy of welcoming a daughter mixed painfully with the sorrow of losing the woman he loved deeply. Holding the newborn in his arms, Mr. Stanley wept and prayed. "God, I don't understand this pain," he cried, "but please help me raise this child the right way." He named her Lucy, meaning light, because he believed she would bring light back into his dark life. From that day, Mr. Stanley became both father and mother to Lucy. He worked extra hours, cooked, cleaned, helped with homework, and prayed over her every night. He never remarried, not because he could not, but because he feared anyone else might not love Lucy the way her mother would have. Lucy grew into a beautiful, intelligent girl. She was respectful, obedient, and well-behaved. People in church admired her. Teachers praised her. Mr. Stanley was proud of her beyond words. Every morning, he took Lucy to school. Every evening, he brought her back home. Every Sunday, they went to church together. Mr. Stanley made sure Lucy grew up with strong morals and fear of God. As Lucy grew older, Mr. Stanley became even more protective. He remembered how suddenly life took his wife, and he was afraid that something bad could also take Lucy away from him. So he set strict rules. No parties. No late outings. No sleepovers. No hanging out with boys. To Mr. Stanley, this was love. But to Lucy, it slowly began to feel like a prison. In secondary school, Lucy's friends often talked about their lives. They talked about parties they attended, boyfriends they had, and fun outings they enjoyed. They laughed and teased Lucy gently. "Lucy, you don't know life at all," one of them said one day. "You are too holy," another joked. "Your father is too strict," they added. At first, Lucy ignored them. But slowly, their words began to sink into her heart. At 18 years old, Lucy was still a virgin. Meanwhile, her friends had lost theirs at 15, 16, and 17. They talked about it as if it was an achievement. They made Lucy feel childish and inexperienced. Lucy began to feel like she was missing out on life. Each time her father refused to let her go out, anger filled her heart. She started seeing her father not as a protector, but as an obstacle. In her room at night, Lucy cried silently. "Why is my life different?" she asked herself. "Why can't I enjoy life like others?" Slowly, love turned into resentment. She felt caged. She felt controlled. She felt trapped. In her heart, Lucy began to blame her father for everything. She stopped appreciating his sacrifices. She stopped seeing his pain. All she wanted was freedom. So Lucy started counting down the days to university admission. When the time came to apply, Mr. Stanley suggested a university close to home. He wanted Lucy nearby so he could still guide and protect her. But Lucy had already made up her mind. She applied to a university very far from home. When Mr. Stanley found out, he was deeply hurt. "Lucy," he said calmly, "why so far? I only want to protect you." Lucy replied angrily, "Daddy, I'm not a child anymore. I want to live my life." Mr. Stanley begged her to reconsider. He prayed. He warned her gently. But Lucy refused to listen. For the first time in her life, she spoke harshly to her father. Eventually, with a heavy heart, Mr. Stanley agreed. The day Lucy left for school, she felt excited and relieved. She hugged her father, but her heart was already far away. Mr. Stanley watched her leave with tears in his eyes, whispering prayers under his breath. "God, please watch over my daughter. At the university, Lucy tasted freedom for the first time. No father checking the time. No church every Sunday. No rules. No questions. Lucy felt like a bird released from a cage. She started attending parties, staying out late, and hanging out with new friends. She met a charming young man named Charles, who made her feel special and understood. Charles told her everything she wanted to hear. "You're beautiful. You're too innocent. Enjoy your life." Lucy gave in. Just 1 month after gaining admission, Lucy's life took a dangerous turn. Lucy became pregnant. She did not know at first. She ignored the signs. When she finally realized, the pregnancy was already 3 months old. Fear grabbed her heart. What will my father say? How will people see me? What about my future? Panic drove her into making terrible decisions. Lucy tried to abort the baby secretly. She drank herbs. She took hot alcoholic drinks. She listened to dangerous advice from friends. But nothing worked. The baby refused to leave. Finally, Lucy and Charles went to the hospital as a last option. During the abortion process, complications arose. Lucy started bleeding heavily. Doctors rushed her into the operating room. For 8 long hours, Lucy battled for her life. Outside the hospital, Charles was shaking with fear. Thinking Lucy might die, he finally called Mr. Stanley and told him everything. When Mr. Stanley heard the news, his phone dropped from his hands. He knelt on the floor and cried to God. "Lord, please," he prayed, "don't take my daughter. Let this lesson not cost her life." Minutes later, Charles called again. The operation was over. Mr. Stanley rushed to the hospital. When Lucy opened her eyes and saw her father standing there, she broke down in tears. She cried uncontrollably and begged for forgiveness. "Daddy, I'm sorry," she sobbed. "I was wrong." Mr. Stanley looked at her with tears in his eyes, smiled gently, and said, "I thank God that the lesson you learned today did not take your life." He hugged her tightly. The end.